Dezarect, and we are going to be playing The Vanishing of Ethan Carter today. It is a beautiful game. A buddy of mine and I played through it a couple months ago, and it just floored me, so we're going to start it fresh and see where it goes. Yes. So we got a little bit of a load time, but that's okay. Alright. I'm going to try to be as silent as I can during cutscenes. Otherwise, I'll try to talk so that it's not just watching a game.
Ethan Carter, I didn't know, but he knew who I was. When the police won't help you and the priests don't believe you, you call on Paul Prospero. You call on me. If you're a kid like Ethan, you're right, plenty do. Ethan's letter started out just like any other fan mail, but soon there were mentions of things no little boy should know about. There are places that exist that very few people can see. Ethan could have drawn a map. I hadn't entered Red Creek Valley yet, but already I could feel its darkness reaching out for me. Finding Ethan Carter wasn't going to be as easy as knocking on his door. I was too late for that. To find Ethan, I had to figure out what this place was trying to hide from me.
Alright, so just coming into it, it's a really, really pretty game. Put a lot of attention into the detail, and the music is just haunting. The soundtrack's fantastic. I use Spotify, and you can find it on there. It's creepy, it's wonderful, it's just really well put together. So, at its core, this game is a kind of crime noir. Well, I say at its core, it's more of a creepy horror game, but on the surface at least, it is a crime noir kind of, as you saw in the cutscene, trying to find a boy. And so, I'm going to do my best not to spoil anything. I'm going to try not to talk through cutscenes because every bit of the story in this is important. And a friend of mine that I played through it with, I think I'm going to try to include him on a couple of these.
Red Creek Valley seemed like a quiet, ordinary place. I've learned two things in my life. No place is truly quiet, and nowhere is really ordinary. Ethan warned me about that. Warned me not to be fooled by what I saw here. He didn't need to worry. I'd worked dozens of cases, hundreds. This would be my last one.
And this game is just a really great example of storytelling. When he and I finished it, we spent 45 minutes or an hour just talking about what we thought happened, and we came to different conclusions, and both of them make sense. So I'm really excited for everybody to see this. It's certainly an interesting game, if nothing else, but it's really well. I mean, look at the attention to detail is amazing. The first time I played it, I spent a good 20 minutes just taking screenshots of everything. The background on my computer right now is a screenshot from this game. So, we got this bloody rail car. So I had a little bit too much fun. So we've got all of Prospero's questions here. And, so you've got to kind of home in on where things are. So it's in that direction. And we're trying to collect clues and figure out where, obviously, Ethan Carter is, but for right now, we have to solve each puzzle one at a time. And my goal is going to be to try to do a puzzle per episode. It's about a 4-hour game total. So we got something over here. We got a little bit of frame rate issue, but cut ties, untied tide, no blood. That is the weirdest poem I've ever read. Alright. So we know right now we're looking for the crank. Those are legs. Victim, dragged away, crawled away. Severed legs, fantastic. This game is not terribly violent. This is probably the most violent portion of it, honestly. If I remember right. And one thing I love about it is it only takes as much as it needs to. If it doesn't need to be any more violent, not yet. Okay. It's only as violent as it needs to convey the story. It's like good writing. Every word is necessary. In this case, every image is necessary. It's just really well put together. I can't say enough good things about it. It's relatively cheap on Steam. I got it on sale for $10, but I think it's $20 normally, so it's not going to break the bank to pick it up, and I'd really recommend you do. It's a really, really well put together game. So the crank was in this direction. It's always really difficult to find the thing. It's like, is that it? Nope. It's somewhere around here, I'm sure, but we got a lot of beach we can explore to try to find it. Not that this is live, but if I don't ever manage to find it, somebody, if I walk past it, point it out. But the other reason I want to try to do a puzzle per episode, and one of my only complaints about this game is that it doesn't save until you've completed a puzzle. So I will have to keep playing until it's done, or I'll have to play through it again for the next episode. Not that I don't enjoy it. I mean, I actually, since this is my first video, I kind of derped around last night trying to record it and ended up not getting a recording, and so I switched programs, and this one seems to be working fine, but... And I'm going to wander aimlessly, go figure. That tends to be the case for me. Admittedly, I'm not very good at games. Especially games that require reflexes. Put me in front of a first-person shooter and I will die over and over and over again. Big fan of turn-based RPGs. I think I want to try to do some of the older Final Fantasy games at some point. But right now we're playing Vanishing of Ethan Carter, so we'll focus on that. I know it's around the rock somewhere. Where is this crank? Where's the crank? Are you the crank? Are you the crank? It's gotta be somewhere. Where's the crank? Mr. Crank, Mr. Crank. Where is Mr. Crank? I love Mr. Crank. Where is Mr. Crank? Oh man, I do not remember it being this difficult to find. Look at the detail on the rocks though, it's pretty pretty. Again, they really did a fantastic job with the graphics on this game. That's why it will slow down occasionally. I've got a decent laptop built for gaming, but it's a couple years old. So, I'm sure we'll have a couple of frame rate problems, but shouldn't be anything too rough. Oh, where is this crank? Is it over here? Crank. Crank, crank, crank. Is that it? Nope, that's not a crank. Oh, I can never remember where this thing is. If it takes entirely too long, I'll just cut out me searching. Alright, you know what? We're going to go look for other clues for a minute. We'll come back to this. And I honestly think that's what I did last time. I ended up finding the crank last. And you can find the clues in any order. What we're going to do eventually is piece together this puzzle. Oh, that's not the right way. We're going to put everything together in the order that we think it is, and then we watch through it and see what happens. It's really cool in that aspect. You're just being a detective. That's what you do in this game. And now again, I'm straying, looking for the crank. Where is the damn crank? I found it twice already. Once the first time I played, and again last night. Oh, Ve Mirove. Where is the crank? And the problem is, it's kind of gray like everything else over here. So it blends in a little. The first time I tried to find it, the game glitched and wouldn't let me find the crank. Yep. Now watch, it's probably randomized and it's just not even anywhere near the rocks. Oh man, is this as frustrating for you as it is for me? Hmm. And the kicker is that it will flash up the word crank on the screen when it's in my line of sight. But it's so small right now because it must be away from me. This game's actually about rocks. That's what we're doing. We're looking at rocks. So it's like, where is the crank? Oh, I should have practiced this before I started recording. I apologize. I can visualize in my head the rocks it's sitting on. But they do not seem to be here right now. Alright, you know what? We are gonna go and find some more clues. Alright, so we got that guy. Doop-a-doop-doop-doo. Got a gas tank. So, I'm not 100% what's going on. Okay, we got some dried grass. I'm pretty sure that's where that train car was. It was sitting over all that. And I'm just realizing now that I'm dumb. So I go here, there's no rock. God, that music is creepy. I almost feel like something's gonna happen to me. Alright. So I'm realizing this is why I was dumb. If I hold it, now I know I need to look for a tree stump. Which I'm pretty sure is right up over here. Looks like a stump. That looks like a rock. Alright, so we at least made a little bit of progress. But I do need to find that creek. You can't sprint in this game. I think it may be unlimited. You're not going to want to. I'm trying to do it in the interest of time because I've been herping around. But you are going to want to, like, slow down and just kind of enjoy this game. It's really an experience. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go back up and see if it will let me look at where it is again. That sounds like a better plan. I promise future episodes will not be this long. Let's see. But, you know, you get to look at the flora and fauna of this world, and that's certainly something. God, look at the fall colors. I wish the real world looked like this. Alright, crank. Nope, you're not gonna let it happen. Okay. Let's go find the track. I really hope it didn't glitch again like the last time. Because if that's the case, I'm going to have to start over entirely. But again, I mean, it's not. I played through this first half hour last night, and I'm doing it again today, and that's totally fine with me. There's a lot of replayability. I think they made the story the perfect length. Crank, crank, crank. I wrote a love song for Crank. That sounds like a crack act. To be clear, this crank is to crank the train car. It is not a drug. Oh God, where is it? Where's the crank? I want to say it was like over here, maybe? Look at all the rocks. So for those of you that are geologists, this will be a very, very, very exciting video. Actually, for those of you, or any of you who do know a lot about rocks, how real are kind of these rock formations? Do these look like something you'd find in Mother Nature? No, please, where's the crank? This is obnoxious. Oh no. I can see each of you unsubscribing right now. Just this mass exodus. Actually, honestly, given that this is the first video, I don't know that anyone will be subscribed by this time. But if you would, that would be fantastic. I'd appreciate it. Oh, good God, where's the crank? And this is exactly what my friend and I did the first time we played through, and I think it may have glitched. I really hope it didn't. Oh, I need the crank. And it's so hidden. The item placement for this thing makes it so difficult to find even when it is there. I feel like it's down on that kind of end of the beach. Down this way. I think it may have glitched. So, what we're gonna do, we will continue this in episode 2. So, thank you for watching. Again, my name is Dezarect. I'm with 100 Proof Gaming, 1HP Gaming. You can check us out at twitch.tv/100proofgaming, and on Twitter at 100proofgamers. Thanks, and I'll see you all soon.